Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Heroes of the Storm. We are here in the Technical Alpha, but esports waits for nobody. The FourCourtJester with me here today, Reddit legend, see us Steve. We got a game for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy to be here. Thanks for having me back. And hopefully this game turns out well. I don't actually know of it. You might have a little bit of insider information, but I hope it goes well.
I'll keep it clean, but yes, disclaimer, right now there's a little bit of a shortage of replays, but played up against some guys with some fairly high MMR last night. I thought they had a fantastic comp that I had to play up against, so I wanted to show it off. Can you blame me? Can you blame
No, it's cool. I mean, as long as it's a good game, I don't really care who's in it. So, let's go.
Alright, so we're going to be loading it up. We are going to go into the Cursed Hollow. And this was just a bunch of us last night, not really, you know, thinking, all right, we're going to get a super hard team to go up against, but pleasantly surprised. But Cursed Hollow, collect your tributes, curse your enemies, cursed forts and minions do not attack, and of course the cursed minions down to 1 hit point. Do you remember the days of old, Steve, where forts and towers would go to half?
Yeah, that was great, right? That was totally balanced, and then, like, you know, minions would just automatically take out forts without you even being in the lane. No big deal.
None whatsoever. But you know, somebody clearly thought it was a big deal because
yeah, it got changed for the better.
All right, so we're gonna go into the picks and bans here, and again, this was just a solo team scrim kind of idea. But who do we have on our side, sir?
So for blue team, which is a team that Mr. FourCourtJester is on, we do have Zeratul as the first pick. Yep. On red side, we have Nazeebo and Raynor. Going back to blue, we're looking at Uther and Nazeebo, so we have our first double. Then red side, we have Meriden and Uther. Blue side, finishing out their roster with Falstad and Stitches. And the last, but certainly not least, the wonderful Tyrande. On red side. Tyrande.
Tyrande, yeah. So yeah, as I said, you know, we did queue in S5. Didn't really have a huge idea of what to expect, but I am a sucker for Falstad. I am a sucker for Falstad. It's
fun. He's a fun hero. He does fly all over the place and shoot hammers and lightning.
Throw the hammers, shoot the lightning, and fly all over the place. I couldn't have said it better myself, Steve. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, he's fun.
But something I do want you guys to just kind of keep aware on this one is that this team was really good. And without further ado, we're going to jump right on into it. So, here on the Cursed Hollow, I do believe we are ready to go, sir.
Yeah, I'm good to go when you are.
Alright, then on a 3, 2, 1 play, we're going to get into this game.
Cool. Yeah, so the first thing that you'll notice if you just look at the generic, or the general team comps, not generic, they're not even generic at all. You do have 1 support on blue and 2 supports on red, so you're going to have automatic, just a little bit more healing coming out of the red side. You also have a pretty sizable amount of CC coming out of Meriden, Uther, Tyrande, Nazeebo kind of, if he walls you in, but the hard CC comes from Meriden, Uther, and Tyrande. So if those CCs all line up, you're looking at people on blue team just popping, because Nazeebo's health, Falstad, Zeratul, Uther not so much, but they're all pretty low health pools, so they can definitely get blown up if they step out in the wrong area. So definitely take a look at that as we go through, and we already have people spreading out across the map trying to get things going. We have a Meriden just chilling in the middle.
Yeah, the Meriden was, you know, he's my hammer brother, right? We both have hammers, we both throw hammers, and we're both dwarves, right? Because I'm a man playing here that Falstad. And yeah, I was really betrayed right here when he actually came to gank me, but he did calm down. The barrel roll is going to keep that Falstad safe for now. King Caffeine is going to be a bit more on the retreat, but he does have a lot of mobility with those leaps. And just like what we saw in our first game cast, as we look at Raynor getting trashed a little bit up top, people that are mobile, that have stuns, can really bring a lot when you go roaming.
Yeah, I mean that's what you want a lot of times. Like the more CC you can stack in MOBAs and brawlers, usually just the better. Because if you control the fight, you win the fight.
And you mentioned this a little bit earlier with Nazeebo and his wall. That down step kill on top of Uther. Really good stuff from him. He does get that trap out. And again, this is a double support lane with 2 stuns to their name.
Yeah, so like Uther and Tyrande, really scary. Uther just walks up, single target stuns, Tyrande follows it up with her stun. You're not going anywhere, like Tyrande marks you with Hunter's Mark, tons of damage go down, and you really can't do anything about it.
Not really. And as you saw, the first blood did go down that way. Eater of Sound actually going to be rotating down from the top. Is going to try to land some damage again on King Caffeine, but Mirrodin, he can jump out of this stuff, and he has that second wind to keep him nice and healthy. That's why I was really, really impressed with my Hammer brother there.
He did a good job keeping himself up, but we do see that Nazeebo is actually moving down the bottom now. We have a 4-man gang setting up. What are we going to see here?
You're probably going to see death and destruction if, previous fights are going to be any indication. The wall goes down and the ammo is starting to actually sap out from these, because these towers have been dealing with this bottom lane push for a long time now. Top lane, however, is going to be the first kill for the blue team on that Rainer. He was just a little bit too far forward and didn't realize that Eater of Sound there was kind of just auto-attacking away.
Yeah, it was a little silly, but, it's alright. So we do have a 1-level lead for blue team right now. They are looking to make something happen. Zeratul actually just goes ahead and walks right past a Witch Doctor. Nazeebo trying to get something going here. Punisher comes in, hits the stun, but nothing doing afterwards. So we do have the first tribute spawning up top. We'll see what teams do to rotate there, if they're all going to move up or what's going to happen.
Well, Falstad's actually going to be finding King Caffeine here, but does get a Stormbolt to the face. Here comes Lord Longsock, and that wall is a money wall. Switchblade is actually going to get out of dodge, but Mirrodin again with the jump, great mobility, is going to keep him there, and another Stormbolt secures the double for a 2-0 exchange.
Yeah, that was a thing, but they do give up the first tribute, so blue team does walk away with the first tribute. They are about even on experience, so a little bit behind red team now. So they'll have a tiny bit of catch up to do, but we do see that blue team is picking up their giants already, which red has not even moved towards. Instead, opting to just say, you know what, we're just going to siege bottom. We've already dumped all the ammo out of the towers. Let's go.
And the rotations here from Team Red doing extremely well. They've kept up this bottom pressure. They're about to grab this gate out of it. There's no ammo in these towers whatsoever, and they're actually still ahead in terms of levels as well, because the extra 2 kills on the board and the fact that this roaming Mirrodin has just been able to soak the lanes that the others leave.
Yeah. Equinox actually moving forward as Switchblade comes in. Switchblade gonna get stunned up and actually has the 100's mark on him, will not actually go down, and it looks like Tyrande will forfeit her life. What is going to happen with this Nazeebo as he keeps trying to run out? Oh, it's not going to be able to make it. That's too bad.
Yeah, but Uther, of course, the man that walks away, he's going to be able to do so here. We do got, of course, these guys are really tanky. The Mirrodin, really tanky. Uther, of course, with the heals as well, good sustain there. They're just trying to keep these guys off of this tribute. You can see the Owl going right by it. Viper and Caesar Sound, however, have kept up with their duel up top because those mercs have to get dealt with.
Yeah. Yeah, Viper definitely sitting up there with Stitches. Kind of weird to see Stitches not leave lane at all on Cursed Hollow. He's really, really good at forcing objectives and, forcing picks on Cursed Hollow. This is pretty much his best map for it. Not actually doing too much, though.
Well, there goes the tribute going the way of Punisher JJ. Switchblade, however, is trying to do the damage here with the Bell Mail, but King Caffeine comes in, Lord Longsock there as well to just try to keep her out of danger. Looks like they will successfully keep her alive. They aren't going to chase off blue. Yeah, I mean, Stitches, he's having a good time, Todd. He's having a good time, but
it's just chilling. Oh, this Falstad
does not have a good time.
Oh, Falstad, what are you doing?
Stun,
why are you there?
Stun. Oh. Couldn't even get out of dodge.
Literally can't even.
Yeah.
Stunlock to death.
Is there any way to get rid of chat?
Wow, Stunlock is real, says FourCourtJester, both in cast and in game. Yeah. Punisher goes ahead and gets hit by a Stormbolt. Nothing doing after that though, no follow-up. And we do see Switchblade down bottom trying to make something happen.
Well, it's more like he's just trying to defend, and he's going to get his ass
just going to get wrecked.
The wall is going to come out on top of Equinox, but again, double heal support lane. It's really hard to kind of burst that down.
Yeah, supports are really good right now. FourCourt trying to come in here, regain some of him. Oh, not going to matter.
Nah, there's a shield.
They're too good.
Now, of course, we do this very important third tribute because we're up 2-0 over top of red. Lord Longsock, however, will pick it up, and they get level 10 on top of it. Equinox with that divine. Here comes the Ravenous as well as that tanky dwarf. That means the blue team has to just run away from this because they don't have their own 10 to respond with.
Yep, but it's all right. because they didn't need to contest that
Shut up.
since they already had 2 tributes.
As I said, we weren't on voice comm or anything, right?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it happens. This is just it's a solo queue game. We're just casting a solo queue game.
I can't hide chat though. Sorry.
It's okay. So we can just put like a nice little fluffy bunny or something over there, just real quick.
Right in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody needs to see that. It's okay. No. But it's all right. Blue team not hyper discouraged just yet. They are picking up their mercs still. They're still roaming around, and like I said, it is only that was only the first tribute for red team. So Curse not coming up anytime soon. Viper is gonna go in and get a little bit of damage onto him. Probably not the best of situations here for him. Yikes! Oh, that Rainer.
Yeah, the laser unfortunately doesn't hit anyone. Switchblade in the back is trying to, again, do what Zeratul does best. But the Hyperion landing a lot of damage. That's going to be the Zeratul prison there in the back. It's going to lock down 3 of Team Red, but unfortunately just nothing really to combo with it. Finally, the Ravenous does go out. That could be a kill on top of the Lord Longsog, but he does get shielded out either from the Tyrande or the Uther. And Switchblade, he's just been being whittled down. Low hit points across the board, but Equinox decides that Ghost Storm is going to be a bit more useful than present useful Uther. He does get off that Divine Storm, but I don't think he takes home a kill.
It doesn't look like he does. He will end up losing that that lovely little Ghost Form. King Caffeine coming back now with a pretty sizable amount of health. Punisher being forced to stun him out and walk away. Tyrande, meanwhile, gets picked up by FourCourtJester in the back. Nice little play there, and Rainer now trying to see what he can do. Punisher actually going in. The Avatar comes out from Meriden. Will it be able to pick up the kill on Uther? Yes, it will, but it doesn't matter as he does have Ghost Form still, and Meriden will actually end up losing his life. And it looks like Blue Team's going to be able to pick up this curse.
Well fought and a long fight as well. 12 to 11, I mean, not really that far behind. And we, of course, if you do notice mid, as I said, we did have the Knights pushing during that entire engagement. So felt good after that, we got the curse, we got the mid pushing in, looking for that top fort. But gosh, like this comp is so hard to deal with. I mean, stuns for days, the double heals, and a roaming Mirrodin has just really flagged out against Blue.
Yeah. And something, well, while this fight goes on top, it doesn't look like too much is gonna happen here. But something to note is that when you have a curse coming up, if you can hit it right as your creeps get to the other side of the lane, they can do an insane amount of damage, as you're seeing on bottom lane. I know that I'm talking through hero kills, but it's actually a really neat thing to look at. And looks like Blue is going to be able to pick up the fort for pretty much nothing, and possibly the one on bottom as well.
Well, top for sure. I don't have a cursed timer, but at least half of it's already done. And we do look like the blue team's going to just try to gather here for a golem. Uther does show his face, and that means if Uther's around, there's usually somebody else. King Caffeine now, he has no fear, just runs right in, no fear whatsoever, but it is going to be enough to discourage Blue from that golem. There goes the curse, and they did get the bottom fort out of that one as well from that massive creep wave. Look at that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like that's honestly why I wanted to draw attention to it. If you can time your curse appropriately, it's really hard to do, and a lot of times it's just luck. But if you can do it right, this happens, and it's like, oh my god, what is this? And you can see that now red team's like, oh hey, we need to pay attention to this. Ping's coming out to say, let's go clear bottom, because it's rolling our everything. So that's the thing, definitely check it out. Meanwhile, blue team gonna go ahead and pick up their golem on bottom. That'll help put the pressure down bottom. We'll see if blue actually ends up swinging back up top to the enemy's golem. They are equal level, and I believe they are not that far off from their ultimate, so they could do that if they wanted to, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, it's level 14 each, as I said. Do got that one golem, but he is low-hanging fruit. He's also the only creep that's not being engaged by blue that's on the map. So everything else has kind of been taken. We are going to have golem versus the giants in the bottom, but
yeah,
golem is now
useful.
Started up here. King Caffeine, Equinox, Bellman. In fact, the entire team is going to be coming out to play. And I think Falstad, yeah, he had to go home to heal.
Yeah, it's also another thing to note here is that when you're playing Tyrande, it's really dangerous to throw owls from certain locations. Yeah. Like, yes, you want to know where they are, but if you throw an owl from golem, the enemy team's gonna know that you're a golem. So try to use different angles when you throw it.
Equinox is gonna get hooked here by Viper, but doesn't really look like any kind of big follow-up. And now Viper actually could be in danger because the Stunlock is insane. That's going to be the Ravenous Spirit coming in, and Viper is eventually going to drop. You got the Hyperion now going out there as well, landing damage on top of this gate, because King Caffeine's on the other side of it. But the Zeratul delay tactic with that prison did set up this Ravenous Spirit here from Eater of Sound, but he gets stunned away. Rather unfortunate, but it ends up being a 2-for-1, and now the pressure from Red, top of this fort, is going to force Falstead to come down, because he had to deal with that golem up top.
Yeah, it's looking like Punisher trying to get in and get that nice ult down. Does end up hitting it, but it's not going to be enough. The laser hits as well. That's Shock and Awe doing its job, but not enough. So sadly, it looks like blue team won't be able to capitalize off of the nice, what are we going to call it? The martyr, I guess we'll say that play was for Uther. He just went in and was like, I got this, guys, don't worry, and couldn't capitalize. But it's alright.
Yeah, unfortunately for blue, that's bottom. That is a dead fort.
Yeah, the only way it's not is if Stitches goes in and pulls that, but it's not going to matter. We'll end up falling, and now we're looking at level 16 for both sides.
We got the talent choices up here for the viewers.
Right. So we do have relatively standard talents across the board, for the most part. We don't have... Actually, you should talk about your Falstead build, because you're here.
It's my max right-click build.
Right.
I'm a right-click split-pushing Falstead, but split-pushing, unfortunately, is about to fall short on this one because, yeah, Equinox leads into charge here with Bell Mail. They find me off into the corner. And, yeah, I got hit by... I had no idea, actually, what hit me, but it turns out it was Caesar Salad. Caesar Salad, they corner me off, they take me down. Viper's going to get chased off out of that one as well. Now, the only good thing out of this is we got the Knights out of it. We got the Knights, but they're not really going to get any momentum in this 5-man here.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to make something out of it, but whether they will or not, I'm not too sure. They do have the 5-man lead. They do have the 1-man lead, so it's 5v4. Longsock, though, going really aggressive. Gonna get stunned up after the rewind, and actually gonna get the Divine Storm burned on him. Very low health. Does actually just duck into the Void Prison to stop himself from dying, and he looks like a really good out.
Yeah, and that is... Yeah, as I said, there's no damage. Like, it's...
Shenanigans.
We got Zeratul, sure, but yeah, the laser, unfortunately, does not quite go as long as I need it to. All of that burn for a Witch Doctor, 0 kills. Double support comes out strong. The Zeratul prison used very well by the enemy Nazebo, and then that bought enough time for another round of heals. It was perfectly played, and now they're going for the tribute, and we can't even get near it.
Scary.
Cannot even get near it.
Yeah. Equinox actually going to go in and basically try to kill himself, possibly just so that he can reuse his spells since he was out of mana. The Hyperion comes down, and Eater of Sound is going to be forced to run away. Won't be able to do anything really. Actually going to get stunned up by the nonsense that is the Uther Ghost. Jester trying to do something, ends up losing his life as he goes a little bit too aggressive. Viper trying to make something out of nothing, will not be able to do just that. And Red Team is now looking very strong moving forward in this game.
Yeah, I'm not very proud of that play.
It's okay, like you tried or something.
Or something,
counts.
Thanks, yeah.
Participation award, right? That's how that works.
But yeah, Lord Longsock does more damage than you really get credit for. Either way, this team comp is still, they're holding up that level lead. They got the forts. No, they don't actually have the fort lead. Wow, but they're keeping the level lead 16 kills to 10. And again, the comp of them, of the double heals, the self-healing Mirrodin Roam, and then this just really sets it all nicely for Lord Longsock and Caesar Salad.
Yeah, for sure. And there's been actually a lot of really good shadow stocks to just show show the red team where blue is and to allow them to initiate. Although, honestly, shadow stock doesn't really help as much for initiation as it used to, but it's still a thing. It still exists. So they are looking to push this nice little bonus now. They'll be able to take down the top fort pretty easily, and if they're able to hawk the enemy golem, so blue's golem down bottom, which it looks like, oh no, not golem bottom, but if they did do that and they saw them there, they could just easily push forward and possibly do a sizable amount of damage to the top fort. It does actually get pinged out by red team, so they're saying that they want to do it. Will they commit?
Well, top fort is going to drop. That does equalize out the numbers. Bellmail throws down a little bit of hocus pocus on that top, but as he said, They figured it out. The golem is happening, and again, team no damage in the bottom corner. Viper's gonna
Rainer makes a mistake.
Yeah, he eats out the Caesar salad, which actually ended up being a really good play. But unfortunately, as I said, Lord Longsock gets set up extremely well there in the back. This tanky front line that we just cannot get around. That's going to be 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills. And yeah, Zeratul keeps us alive for a moment.
Yeah, the Rainer grab, the Gorge into dropping him on the Golem Slam would be awesome if it was meant on purpose, and I hope it was. I highly doubt it was.
No, I'm giving Viper the credit.
We'll give it. Like, we got it. You know what? You have your day. So that was cool. And for anybody that doesn't know, you can actually stop Rainer's passive from happening if you stun him before it goes off. So if you can stun him and then burst him down, his passive will not trigger and he'll just fall over and die. If it's active and you stun him, nothing happens, it still keeps going. So that's what happened there. Rainer's passive didn't trigger. He got exploded. No big deal. And now we have red team pushing in for what could be the final campaign of this game, but it looks like they're going to opt instead to try to do a little bit of damage elsewhere inside of the blue base.
I'm totally not making excuses, really.
No, I mean, it's not like we're just getting rolled and I don't know, lag. Like, it's no big deal. But we do see red team pretty much just booking it down middle right now, so they're thinking about ending. That's the goal that they're seeing here. FourCourt trying to be a little bit aggressive onto this, misses everything because he's the best player in the game.
Yeah,
and,
I was really surprised that hammer didn't hit anything.
Yeah, it was really close. It just didn't end up going anywhere. Switchblade goes in, throws the singularity down. Equinox actually diving straight in, pops his level 20 ult, and nothing doing afterwards.
Yeah,
just kidding.
Equinox was an amazing bait right here because, again, they set us all up. Here comes the front line. You can't do anything about Lord Longsock there in the back, but Punisher does kind of sacrifice himself for that. Eater of Sand, however, drops again. There comes the Hyperion. Here comes the rest of their damage. We are going to actually get Key Caffeine into the back. And finally, the Hammer Brother will drop, but I think there's just too much damage to deal with. And right now, we're looking at a naked floor.
It hurts. It hurts. So we have a 2-level difference here. The hook comes out. It does hit Lord Longsock. Nope. Nope. Whoop.
It's really ridiculously hard to kill anybody with this call.
Yeah, and that's good. Alright, so the Hyperion finishes off with the nice little Yamato cannon. The Raven does go pop, and that's it.
Off goes the weasel. We didn't even get to our level 20 talents.
No, oh, you did not.
But there's the builds for you guys. So, again, this was a comp I wanted to show off. Yeah, I lost, but that wasn't the point. The point was that these guys came to a 5 with a really nice roaming comp, using the Mirrodin to get off all these trades, roams to another lane, has all of his health back. The double support in the bottom with the roaming Nazebo that they kept trading off to continuously just bombard that bottom lane. If they had gone for early Giants, instead of trying to contest some of those earlier tributes, with that bottom lane already sieged up as quick as it was, I think that could have been a very early fort for them.
Yeah, it definitely could have been. And I think the biggest thing that I take away from this is that the way that they played it, it was good, but it seemed more of like a solo queue type thing for me. Like, it's not something I expect to see have any ground in kind of the competitive scene.
Well, what would you do to break it? Like,
so
if you saw
for this,
it coming.
So like if I saw this in draft, if I saw like we were going down, like I saw that these things were happening.
Yep.
So I would say Tassadar is a #1 pick. Tychus as well. Like both of those two. Like Tassadar can just get out of whatever you're trying to stun him on. If he's out of position, he has a get out of jail free card. Tychus can displace a lot of engagements that come in. So you see either you just say no, you hit him with a grenade, or you grenade him in and blow him up. Whatever you have for a team. The Falstead was a good pick. Zeratul as well. Zeratul is pretty much, he can be used for anything. Void Prison is arguably the best spell in the game, and we saw it used here really well. It's just that you guys didn't have too much synergy with it afterwards. So that's kind of that. Arthas is great against this because even if you stun Arthas, he doesn't die anyways. So that's a thing. Like, that's a thing you could do. Diablo is great as well. You can just throw down an APOC if you see them aggressing on your team, and you just say, you know what, alright, fine, you want to fight us? Well, we're going to make you do some work. Yeah, we're going to make you do some work to fight us. And it's also really great to use against channeled ults. So the second you see that that Ravenous Spear come out, you just press R and it's canceled. So that's nice. And you can also just, you know, dash into him or flip him over your head, whatever you want. Like Diablo's just really, really good about stopping certain channeled abilities. I wouldn't actually run Vala against this comp, I don't think. She's squishy, and if she gets caught at all, she would probably explode. You could possibly run Raynor against this as well, but if we're talking draft, then obviously you can't because they have Raynor. And I think that's it. Zagara wouldn't be bad either. Zagara would be pretty good just to do damage, back up, soak certain skill shots with creeps and all that good stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of the overview. So tanky people and just people that can upset hard engages. I definitely would not play a Kerrigan into this team unless you were looking to be hyper aggressive and get the jump on them every single time.
Okay. No, some wise words there from CS Steve, and hopefully you guys can go forward with that and not make the same mistakes that Blue Team here did. It has been another Heroes of the Storm presentation here, FourCourtJester and CS Steve. And again, we are going to be looking for replays, guys. That way we can not pull from my own past mistakes and failures, and we can get some highlights to you guys. Like, you're in the alpha, you think you got a shot, you think you know what it takes, send us some replays, show us your stuff. Maybe, you know, that will be your ticket into some of these team recruitments going on, because, you know, I can't imagine beta is that much farther out since we got BlizzCon coming up November.
Yeah, here's hoping, right? Hopefully we go live and we get a whole bunch of new things. That
would be ideal. So I'm the FourCourtJester. You find me out there at Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Where can people find you, sir?
You can just find me pretty much Google CS Steve. I'm there, mostly using my Twitter at CS Steve.
Awesome. So, all right. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.